Some journeys begin with a single chair, and nothing is ever the same again.
Episode 6. The Text That Broke the Silence. When Noah entered the room, it felt less like a therapy session and more like she was there to complete a task. Her gray blazer was pressed, her bag was neatly arranged. Her hair had been tied back in a rush, but her makeup was carefully done. Yet her hands kept fidgeting with the strap of her bag. Her eyes briefly scanned the room but didn't settle on anything. The chair she sat on seemed to be meeting her inner mess for the first time.
Welcome, Ms. Noah. I see this is your first session. We can begin whenever you feel ready.
I don't feel ready, but I'm here. That counts for something, right?
Absolutely. Being here is a step in itself. What brought you here?
A message. Well, a sentence. Short, but like a punch to the gut. It was on his phone. Not sent to me, sent to someone else. But it was there.
How did you feel when you read it?
Not surprised. And that's the strange part. It was like a part of me had been preparing for it for years. But then, I felt ashamed. As if I were the one caught doing something wrong.
Can you say more about that shame?
Because I've been telling myself, everything's fine. For years. He came home, we had dinner, we watched movies together. I smiled. Whenever he put his phone down, I stopped talking. But that note showed me something. I wasn't in this relationship. I was just there.
What did the note say?
Your touch from last night is still on my skin. With a heart emoji. I didn't even look at the name. I didn't have to. Because he hadn't touched me in months.
Noah's voice was calm, yet full of cracks. She wasn't fragile. She had already been broken, and now she was quietly watching the pieces. Looking back, she realized this loneliness had been with her for a long time. But this was the first time she truly felt it.
Do you feel invisible?
Unseen. Like I've been just a shadow for years. I speak, but there's no echo. I'm in the room, but I'm the wall.
That's a hard feeling to describe. What does being unseen mean to you?
Exhausting. Because on one hand, you want to be noticed. On the other, you don't know what you'll face when you are. Like, I'm making tea in the kitchen. He walks past me. No greeting, no glance. Living with someone but feeling like a ghost. It doesn't shatter you. It dissolves you.
What thoughts has this dissolution triggered in you?
Maybe this marriage isn't really mine. Once, I made a choice. But I don't remember who made that choice anymore. Even when I look at a photo of us, I feel like a stranger. I'm smiling, but why?
What hurt you the most in this marriage?
The unsaid moments, weeks without eye contact, the only sound at home being the washing machine. And most of all, that note. Because it didn't just describe him. It described me too. It showed me how long it had been since I was touched. Since I left a trace on anyone.
With those 3 words, Noah had found proof of her loneliness. But what hurt more was her own self-neglect. Because deep down, she knew. She just didn't want to hear it.
Do you remember the early days of your marriage?
Yes. There was hope. Not expectations, just hope. When he held my hand, the world got quieter. But then, I was always the one who stayed quiet. And one day I realized, every time I spoke, he either didn't have time or didn't have interest.
When did you stop speaking?
Probably the first time I thought, is there someone else? But not in a jealous way, more like, when will he look at me again? Because even when he looked, he didn't see me anymore.
And now, when you look at yourself, what do you see?
Faded, but still there. Just like a plant that hasn't been watered in a long time.
And what about you?
Me? I think I'm seeing myself for the first time. Not in the mirror, inside. And I'm scared, but also a little relieved. Because at least something is real now. This is me.
That day, Noah didn't just find words. She found herself. Being unseen is easy, but being seen takes courage. And in that chair, Noah felt brave for the very first time.
These stories are fictional, but the emotions they stir might be real. See you in the next one.